try not to cry and read it. It's been 3 years already. William was here right in the beginning when it all started. It was all new to us and new to him. A new school, a new department, a new country, which he called his home for the next 3 years. I am sad to see him leave. He has done so much for the school and the department. I'm not going to get into all the details about his research, lab work, teaching, but I want to talk about him as a friend. I think William's story is a lot like the story of the family in Kola Turka commercial. In the commercial, they drink Kola Turka, and the man starts growing a mustache, and the woman is making biber dolması. They all start singing. Dağ başını duman almış. So same thing happened to them, I think. If you remember, he had a huge beard. Some people called it a bird for a long time. For instance, in the early stages of his Turkification process, he watched the movie Tabutta Röveşata and actually liked it. And it's one of the most depressing movies of all times. I haven't even watched it. But his favorite Turkish movie is Yahşi Batı. One day he showed me a scene where Cem Yılmaz is selling Osmanlı macunu, and he asked me what Cem Yılmaz was saying on that scene. He was yelling, "Macun, macun." So he was curious about this stuff, and he used any opportunity to advance his Turkish vocabulary. As part of his Turkification process, William started smoking, unfortunately. Sigarasız hayat, çok bayat, was used against my campaigns of smoke-free şehir. He not only smoked cigarettes like a Turk, but he also smoked nargile. You could spot him smoking at Çorlulu with Medaim Hoca and their buddies, or you would find him at Mavi Yeşil at Üsküdar, his favorite place. How can you drink chai, smoke nargile, and not eat ciğer and çiğ köfte? His love for ciğer and çiğ köfte may be the secret of how he lost weight in Turkey. But he still enjoyed kebab, pide, lahmacun, and knew where to eat them. I was in Karaköy at a time, and I was looking for a place to eat. I remember calling William and asking him, what was the name of that restaurant you guys have been to and you liked it a lot? And I like, wait a second, I'm calling the American to ask about a restaurant, and I'm from here. The only exception to Volkan Şimşek's all Turk manners was his dislike for Nasrettin Hoca jokes. William read a book on Nasrettin Hoca, and it made no sense to him at all. I don't know if Tarık Hoca helped him discover the humor and wisdom in his stories. Hoca, mayalaying the lake. I think you know that one. Hoca, mayalaying the lake. Instead, he found some humor in Turkish phrases like hayvan. Apparently, he had a pretty fun time watching the facial expressions of Turkish people around when he called his kids benim hayvanlarım. As William reflected on life here, I'm getting serious here, it made me think more about several aspects of what we call Turkishness. His confusion at times helped me understand myself better. For instance, he told me he was criticized by a Turkish-speaking person for saying mashallah, that only ignorant people use that phrase. This made me think about the inferiority feelings that were brought up by the Turkish modernization project. But at the same time, he was criticized for saying Estağfurullah accurately. This all made me think about how intolerant and impatient people could become toward others. Other than the Turkification process, most importantly, he survived life in Istanbul, which is not easy at all, including the rest of the 13 million people living here, as you know. First, he survived the metrobus, otobus, minibus, and most importantly, Istanbul's traffic. As him and his family discovered different neighbors of Istanbul, their bodies built a new form of fitness, flexibility, and adaptability, what we call IPTF, Istanbulite Public Transportation Fitness Quality. Second, he survived the Turkish names and spellings. Names like Sibel, Pelin, Deniz, Derin, Selin, they all sound the same. In the first days of school, he carried around a bunch of post-its, and he would write names of people in our building at Seyrantepe that he met. He would memorize it, and in a few days, he knew more people than I did. In a few months, he was starting to converse in Turkish, and he was using phrases like "iç güveysinden hallice," like he's used them all his public school system. Actually, Nathan and Liam did. So congratulations, guys. They recited andımız, Türk'üm, doğruyum, çalışkanım every day. William didn't have a problem with it. He actually memorized it himself. Türk'üm, doğruyum, çalışkanım. So they embraced a new life with open arms just to be kicked on the knees. Well, at the new school, kids use more body language, aka kicking, to express their feelings and thoughts than the words. Soon, William's kids copied this new approach to communication. William's joy in Amy's laughing the hardest. His joy in discovering new things was contagious. He would come to my office, talk for hours, even though I try to look busy, and he would go on and on. I'm just kidding. So he Turkified all right. At the same time, he survived the life in Istanbul. I can go on and on about funny anecdotes, but I won't do that. What I will remember most is that he cared. He really cared about students and us, and he loved being here. I think the next school is just lucky to have you, and I wish you best of luck. Thank you.